I want to start talking about Biden, about what he has done. Everybody's interested in immigration. What has Biden done recently? Because recently we had 100 days of President Biden as president. And in that short time, he has made it very clear that reforming the United States immigration system is a top priority. Now, I want to stop there and just say one thing. He has made a lot of changes. He has made a lot of promises. Joe Biden's responsibility, as far as I'm concerned, as far as immigration is concerned, is he now has to follow through on it. He has to make immigration a priority. It's not enough for him to announce it's a priority. It's not enough for him to announce during his first week in office that I have this huge legislation I want to pass. He now has a responsibility to put his money where his mouth is. He now has a responsibility to actually get it passed. You know, a lot of people are saying he may not be able to get all of his immigration reforms passed. He may not be able to get any of it passed. Many people are saying, well, you know, there's only 50 Democrats in Congress. If you lose one Democrat, and they're going to lose several, you're going to need some Republicans to join in order to get any immigration reform passed. Maybe now is not the right time to do it. And I say to you, Joe Biden, if you're watching, I'm tired of hearing now's not the time to do it. I've heard it for 25 years already. Every year there's a new president. There's always a new excuse why now is not the time to do it. I'm tired of excuses. Now is the time to do it. Everybody says immigration is a problem. It has to be fixed, but nobody's willing to fix it. The first part of fixing it is finding out who's here in America and legalizing the people who deserve to be legalized. And if there's some bad people, getting rid of them. That is the first thing that has to be done beyond anything else. I have to give it to Joe Biden. On day one, he did reverse some of Donald Trump's more damaging actions. He reversed the ban of immigrants from Muslim-majority countries. He also proposed an 8-year pathway to citizenship for 11 million undocumented immigrants. And that is what I'm talking about. Making a proposal on day one and saying it's a priority. We're now beyond 100 days. Nothing's happened yet. It's time for something to happen. Now, Biden has also reversed a ban on green cards during the coronavirus pandemic. So far, Biden has issued 3 executive orders. Those 3 executive orders will figure ending the construction of the wall and calling for a waste of money that diverts attention from genuine threats to our homeland security. One of the most important things he did was he ended the public charge rule. So now under the public charge rule, it goes back to the old system. The old system is as long as you're 125% above the poverty level, you can adjust your status or obtain an immigrant visa. That meaning your petitioner. Before Trump made the changes made it completely onerous for people who are even in middle class, let alone working and poor people, to get a green card. So Biden has done many things. He hasn't done enough as far as I am concerned. Moving on, guys. What do you think, by the way, Jonathan, before we move on, and Vanessa? Do you think he's done enough so far, or has it been more talk?
You're going to say what you need to say in order to win, you know? So I'm still hoping and, you know, still want to say I have faith that he's going to do what he has said, but he definitely hasn't done enough of what he had said within the 100 days of being in office, in my opinion.
With the I-944 form, though, that's a pretty big one for the squad. I feel like we talk about the I-944 and public charge a lot prior, you know, to our hibernation. So this, of course, there's definitely always more that we can do, but I feel like that's definitely an opportunity for the squad. We hear about I-944 a lot.
Well, absolutely. That's the public charge provisions went back to the old rules, and that helps a lot of people. But we have huge backlogs with immigration. People are filing applications and not getting receipts for months. People who should be getting work permits within 90 days, they're taking 5, 6, 7 months to get work permits. Green card interviews are well past a year. People who are filing VAWA applications are waiting over 2 years. People who file for citizenship are waiting over a year. People who have been eligible for green card appointments at U.S. embassies abroad, still over a year. Eligible, no appointment. Embassies are closed because of the pandemic. It is huge, huge problems with immigration. It hasn't gotten better, unfortunately, because Joe Biden is president. We hear a lot of talk. We hear a lot of, yes, things will change, and maybe over time they will. But right now, what Joe Biden has done, in my opinion, is he's talked a lot, said a lot of things, but ultimately, and changed some regulations. Yes, he ended the Muslim ban. Any person who's not cold-hearted would do that. Okay? He started the process of allowing people to get immigrant visas and green cards who are not married to U.S. citizens. That's just following the rules of what was set up for 20, 30 years already. But what he hasn't done is follow through on his promise that immigration was going to be a priority. What he has made a priority is COVID relief. He passed it, and I'm happy he did. And now he's talking about infrastructure, which is equally important. Okay, we got to have construction jobs and besides the infrastructure of physical infrastructure, he's talking about universal pre-K, and he wants to pass that. And those are all really important things. But what's also equally important is immigration. And if he says, I'm going to make it a priority, and ultimately doesn't, if the Democrats control the presidency, and they control the Senate, and they control the House of Representatives, and Biden and the Democrats say, well, now's not the time to do it, then when the hell is the time? Because it makes me really angry about this. Yeah. We hear
is there ever a right time?
There is never. The right time was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Yep. So we're past the right time already. So
do you feel like he will do what he had said, though? Do you feel that?
I'm more pessimistic now.
Oh, no. What?
Yeah, I am. Because I don't see, you know how happy I was when we talked about what he proposed? I was so happy.
Yeah.
What's happened since then? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has happened since then. So I'm disappointed in that respect. Okay? I thought after pandemic relief, it was going to be immigration. And now we hear infrastructure. Eventually, you only have so much political capital. You can only make so many deals, run out of things to bargain. You have, former President Bush, for example, he wanted to make immigration reform important. He waited till his second 6 years into his presidential administration. He had no political capital left to pass anything. Yet now in his retirement, he's making books and paintings about immigrants. He should have been painting legislation from day one if it was that important to him. Obama, the same thing. Obama came in and said, I want to make an immigration deal, but I'm going to be tough on immigration so that way I can make a deal and show everyone how tough I am. Well, he was tough on immigration. They called him the deporter in chief because before Trump, he deported more people than anybody. And he was a Democrat who was supposedly in favor of immigration.
Right.
And then ultimately, he couldn't get any immigration passed either. And now we have an opportunity to do it. I'll tell you what my opinion is for people listening out there. If it happens, great. But if it doesn't happen, everyone out there right now who needs immigration help has to take advantage of the system that's in existence today. So if there's an opportunity for you to get a green card, to make yourself legal, don't wait. Well, it'll be easier for me if Joe Biden passes the laws. Go take advantage of it now, because who knows what it'll be.
Do you think there'll be ongoing conversations on, maybe things that were left undone? I mean, there's enough conversation that we need more action, but things that were maybe undone during Obama's time that maybe now Joe's going to take onto himself. And it's like, okay, we need to make these actionable things that have been conversations for almost a decade now.
Well, he has changed a lot of Donald Trump's policies, not all of them. We have some charts we can look at right here. For example, on legal immigration, he has 3 new policies that he put into effect. There's still one Trump policy that is negative that is in effect. On humanitarian immigration policy, 3 new Biden policies, 6 policies by Trump that are anti-immigration that are still in place. On work visas, he has made no new policies on work visas. There are 10 restrictive policies by Donald Trump still in effect. On red tape, we know the red tape. Anybody going through the immigration process knows the red tape. Every immigration lawyer knows the red tape. Things are taking forever. 4 policies by Donald Trump that he could easily change to make red tape, to make the immigration process faster. He hasn't done it yet. Now, he has rescinded the Muslim ban. He has rescinded the African ban. The health insurance requirement, because Donald Trump put into place you have to have health insurance to get a green card, that's been blocked by the court. If you are pregnant, you aren't allowed in America. That is still, pregnant woman ban. I'm not sure what's going on with that right now. A lot happening, a lot not happening. Public charge provisions, that was a big deal. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.